Hi guys, and welcome back to A Girl Talks Formula One. With your server, Manena Manatu. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about other categories in motorsports. Because of course, not everything is Formula One. So let's start with IndyCar, because this category is becoming so popular. So popular, even Pato O'Ward has a testing with McLaren at the end of the season. And Romain Grosjean actually transferred to IndyCar. So a little bit about Indy. This is the biggest single-seater category in the USA. And it started in 1996. Now this category actually has 34 drivers and 13 teams. What would we give for Formula One to have 34 drivers and 13 teams? We could literally see all of our favorite drivers in Formula One, just saying. Hey Sean, up for ideas? Ring me up. Now most of these categories and Formula One have different types of tires and engines. In this case, their engines are Chevrolet and Honda, and the tires are Firestone. Now this category started as IndyCar Racing League, but they eventually had troubles with kart organization, so they both got separated and became their own, giving birth to IndyCar. And GEMCAR, previously known as kart, started having some financial issues, and in 2018 they once again joined IndyCar Racing and they became one category once again. Their top 5 drivers of 2021 are Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Josette Newgarden, Scott Dixon, and Marcus Ericsson. Does this name ring a bell? Up next, we have a NASCAR, and this stands for National Association for Stock Car Racing. This one is actually the most popular and commercial motorsport category in the USA, and it started in 1948. So here I cannot really say there is a set number of teams or a set number of drivers, because there's actually many categories. And we have a few other categories in Mexico as well. But I'll be telling you the 2020 champions for each category. Chase Elliott won NASCAR Series. Austin Cindric won NASCAR Xfinity Series. Sheldon Creed was the winner for NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. And Ruben Rovelo was the winner for NASCAR Peak Series Mexico. The engines they used are Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota. And their tires are Goodyear. So let's talk about Moto GP, because when it comes to motorsports, not everything is cars. We also have motorcycles. Yes, Marc Marquez, my love. Okay, so if anybody ever bumps into him on the street, please tell him to call me. This category is actually pretty similar to Formula One in the sense that they have different ascending categories, stating that they start in Moto 3, move up to Moto 2, and eventually move to Moto GP. This one started in 1949, and they have 24 drivers plus substitutes, and all conformed in 12 teams. They have quite a lot of engines here. They have Aprilia, Ducati, Honda, KTM, Suzuki, and Yamaha. And Moto 2 and Moto 3 have actually different engines. The tires here are Michelin and Dunlop for Moto 2 and 3. This category actually belongs to the FIM World Championship Grand Prix, and this receives the biggest name of the biggest category, MotoGP. MotoGP is actually the biggest speed motorcycle racing category. And the top 5 drivers for 2021 are the following. Fabio Quartararo. Yes, we've seen him a lot in Lando Norris's and Daniel Ricciardo's stories. John Mir, Johan Sarko, Jack Miller, and Francesco Bagnaia. Now let's talk about W Series. This is one of the categories that makes me the happiest and most excited, because this is the biggest single-seater category for women. This one started in 2019, and unfortunately due to COVID it got suspended in 2020. So it has only had one world champion, which has been Jamie Chadwick. This category was actually created in order to promote more women participating in motorsports. They have 20 drivers and 9 teams. Their engine is Alfa Romeo, and their tires are Hankook. So the top 5 drivers for 2021 are Alice Powell and Jamie Chadwick, who not so long ago were actually in a tie, if not still in a tie, Emma Kimiläinen, Nerea Marti, and Fabienne Wolbert. So today I am still going to be talking about 2 extra categories, and let's start with WEC or WEC. This one stands for FIA's World Endurance Championship. Yes, this one includes precisely the 6 8 and 24 hours races. This category actually started in 1953 all the way to 1992, but in 2010 the ILMC, which is the Le Mans Championship, was included, and in 2012 they once came back again and became the competition as we know it of today, coming back to their old name. So this type of racing actually holds races for sports prototypes and for touring cars. In this category, there's actually many drivers and many teams, but each team splits from 2 to 3 drivers on each race, because since it's an endurance race, they last longer and they need to rally one with another. Another category that has so many engines. We have Toyota, Gibson, Pipo Motors, Ferrari, Porsche, and Aston Martin. The tires are Michelin and Goodyear. And last but not least, we have a GT Racing Series World Challenge. This category is a bit wider since it has many different categories in many different countries in many different series. It's kind of like the Formula 4 category in the sense that they have many different drivers with many different teams in many different countries. It's kind of something like that. But this category is actually divided in Cup and in Sprint Cup. Most of the categories have 10 teams, and some 9 actually. The engines vary quite a lot, but the tires are Michelin and Pirelli. This category started in 1976, and GT stands for Grand Touring Racing. This one, believe it or not, is actually the most common form of sports car racing. So we have it divided in 2 categories, which is GT1 and GT2, or GTE and GT Pro, which relays like Moto GP or like Formula 1, in which they start in one category and then they ascend up to the next. But also they have 4 official categories, which is GT4, GT3, GT2, and GT1. All that according to the FIA. So, did you guys know all of these motorsports categories? If you did, that's awesome. If you think I missed any, please mention them down below. There are so many categories, it would have taken forever to include them all, but I would love to learn so much more about motorsports with you guys, so please share them with me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, and see you again next week on another episode of A Girl Talks Formula 1, in which I will be sharing my NASCAR experience. See you guys next time.